Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Priscilla. I make YouTube videos about career strategies, travel and lifestyle. If you are stumbling upon my channel for the first time, please feel free to watch till the end and decide if you want to subscribe or not. It's not by force, not by fire, by force. Anyway, so today I wanted to talk about a topic that's close to my heart called the power of an internship, but I thought I would make it more interesting because I think that sometimes just sitting in front of a camera and talking can get boring. So I thought I would do my makeup on camera as I chat through this. So I have my notes with me on my phone, so I'll sometimes be looking down as I do my makeup. So I got this as a gift from a friend of mine. She saw one of my videos and, you know, because I have a naked palette and she got me this naked foundation. Unfortunately, it's called the Naked Skin Liquid Makeup. It's a shade 13, but it's a bit too dark for me. So I want to experiment and see how I can make it work on camera. It's an experiment. I've not done this before. So if I come out looking hideous, yeah, it's an experiment. But anyway, so I start with priming my face. I won't take you through the makeup thing. I'll just talk through the topic for the day. So basically, I wanted to talk about the power of an internship. So I know that I have some of my subscribers are, you know, just starting out in their career. They are young. They probably have gotten their first job and stuff like that. And some are still, you know, in the journey to hunt and stuff like that. So I thought I would just talk about my experience with doing an internship and how extremely important I feel like it was very important in helping me shape my career, and you know, like it sort of gave me some of the networks that I needed that I didn't have, and I feel that there's quite a number of lessons that I learned and things that I thought I would just come and highlight from here. So I'll probably give a background of where. So when I finished law school, so for those of you who don't know, I'm a lawyer. So when I finished law school, I knew right away I wanted to work in international development. But you know, when you're fresh from school, you don't have as much. You don't have as much experience. So like, if someone wants to hire you, it's very difficult for you to justify why you should be hired. You know, because there's quite many of you also on the streets who are essentially looking for jobs, so you sort of have to set yourself apart. Anyway, so I remember talking to a friend of mine at that time, and I just shared with her. She was I think a year ahead of me, and she was doing the stuff that I wanted to do. So I just talked to her and told her, look, I'm looking for something to do, and I currently don't have a job and stuff like that, but I would like to get into international development, and you know, how do I start? And so I'm going to just apply some of the foundation. I'm going to mix it up with a lighter concealer to try to balance it out. So I'll just put just like one pump, because it's very, very dark, you know, like it's extremely dark. Then I will mix it up with my LA Pro Girl concealer in toffee. So let me first put it, and then you guys see how dark it is. Can you see how dark it is? Like, I honestly even fear to put a lot, because I feel like I'll just be red, but let's try. Anyway, so I remember she told me, you know what, Priscilla, the best way for you to get experience is to go apply for an internship. So, you know, like all of us have just finished school and you're like, I want a paycheck. I don't want to go and work for free and stuff like that. Okay, this is enough. I had to stop because my card was saying it was full. Anyway, so yeah, so basically, and I think now my makeup has dried down because of the mobbing. Anyway, so I was saying that my friend told me the best way is to start to consider applying for an unpaid volunteership. And at that time, I was like, no, really, I don't really want to do that. Guys, I'm really experimenting with this, so I hope we don't come out looking weird anyway. So either way, it is something that I just want to see how can you use your, I feel like this foundation really does dry up very fast. So yeah, so I ended up getting an unpaid volunteer placement, and I was there for almost 1 year, guys, and I must say that it was a really good experience. So I want to take you through what are some of the lessons that I basically learned through that. And I think for me, the first lesson that I learned, or something that I would say people should really take up an internship or a volunteership, is that, you know, it's not about what you're going to learn, because I honestly think that you will learn like almost 3%. Like, it won't be much that you learn unless you're in a place where there's a lot of work and you're so busy and stuff like that. But for me, what I realized, it's more about the people, you know, it's about the people that you meet there. So it's like, for the internship is an experience, or a volunteership is like an opportunity for you to network, you know. It's like more about networks, because at the end of the day, you are many of you who have left school. Like, I think in our year, I can't remember how many we were who graduated, but like, you're so many. So at the end of the day, it's not about what you can do. It's not about the skills that you bring or how excellent you are or your first class degree, because at some point you will be very many people who sort of have it, you know. Yeah. So I really learned that it's more about the networks. It's about the human connections, you know, because at the end of the day, like that my friend who connected me to this, who gave me the wisdom to apply for this internship, is right now one of the leading, she runs her own organization and stuff like that. So the people that you will find in these places will very soon be the people who will be running them. You know, so they'll very soon be like people who are leading in their own industries and stuff like that. So if you have made like honest, good connections with them and they remember you, so it's very easy for you to sort of scale up and leverage that internship to get an actual job. And I'm not saying that every internship will turn into a job, but sometimes people will remember you sometime, and you like, when you apply again, or maybe they need someone to work on a project, remember, oh, when we're in this office, was this intern that we worked with, and stuff like that. So it's not so much about, I think, let me now go in and sort of try to make a beauty blender. So it's not so much what you can do, or who you know, or who, like, not who you know, like who you don't know, you know. It's about the people, the networks that you make while in that place. So if you do get an opportunity to have a chance to do an internship or a volunteership, please do take it. I know that it can sometimes be irritating, and I remember working for free and not being paid for 1 year, guys. 1 year, like, I would remember that time I used to take Pioneer buses. I don't know if Pioneer buses still exist, but you know, when you're just fresh, like an intern, like, you know. So yeah, that's like one of my first lessons. And then my second or third, actually, I think the third lesson is that the people you meet do matter in that place. So remember to always stand out. Like, don't treat this internship like, oh wow, it's just something minor. Oh my God, guys, I think I am liking how this foundation now does look. So I mixed the foundation with a concealer, and I think we have gotten somewhere really nice, right? I think it's finally blended in well, and it's now a little bit more of my complexion. So yeah, so if you have a dark foundation that is not matching your skin color, don't throw it away. I think you can really make use of it. Like, I honestly think I like the way this foundation is looking. I hope I'm in focus because I'm a bit far away from my camera, but from what I'm seeing, I'm really liking the look. Anyway, yeah, so it's so much about the people that you meet. Like, those are the people that do matter, and remember, they will always be reminded of your work ethic when you leave. so don't turn up late on this internship. Don't just be a lazy intern. Like make sure that you're offering value to the organization that you're working with. Try to ask for work. Try to to say, look, I'm here. I want to do this. I want to do that. Like don't just be idle, because at the end of the day, remember, we are networking. You're networking, and it's the people that you meet there that will definitely make or break you, So because at the end of the day, when someone is hiring, they'll ask, oh, you worked with so and so, or they may remember you, and you don't want them to remember you for being that intern who used to show up whenever they wanted, who was extremely late all the time, who was unserious. No, So yeah, I think an internship is an opportunity for you to network. It's an opportunity for you to grow and learn a few skills and stuff like that. But also, I think that in such a competitive world, it's a people's world, It's not so much of the skills that you have, or I write very well, I speak very well. Many people can do that. Or I have a first class, I have a second class up, I went to this kind of school. Right now, those things, they are good, yes, but at the end of the day, it's the soft skills. People are looking for someone who is sociable, someone who is memorable, someone who has a great work ethic, but yet sometimes not just a robot. And so it's more of a people's world. So do not focus so much on only the academic papers, but think of also have other soft skills that you can bring to the table as an intern in your organization. And above all, I think for me the last, so I'm not going to do my full face, because I just wanted to show you how I would make this makeup work. But I think the last one is create relationships. I think when I look back at my internship, I really did create relationships, and those have been very, very instrumental. When I was looking for a job at some point, I remember reaching out to someone who I had met when I was an intern in that organization where I interned for 1 year, and I told them, look, I'm looking for a job and this and this and that, and they remembered me because we had worked together on a project. I was very fresh, I didn't know much, but I was very willing to learn. So I think it's so much about attitude, and more than anything, because don't despise your small beginning. Don't despise humble beginnings. So even if it is a small startup organization, a small company, it's those people that you're working with now may be startup, but in a few years down the road, they'll probably be leading in their industry. So you just don't want to leave behind a bad record, because who knows, maybe that small corner organization or that small law firm or that small company that you're working with tomorrow will be like, the biggest in Kampala or the biggest in the world, and you're looking for a job, then they're like, oh no, this one was a lazy one, we don't want her. So I think it's just about attitude and creating relationships. And I know that some people are not really extroverted, so it's very difficult for them to make friends and make those relationships, but you must try. Unfortunately, we live in a world where extroverts tend to be the ones who are seen and heard. So if you're an introvert or an ambivert like myself, who's a combination of both, you sort of must find a balance to speak out in a meeting. Don't just be a wallflower. Like, no one will remember you if you come to an office and then you stay there for 3 months, you've not made any relationship, you've not talked up in any meeting, and then you leave and disappear. No one will remember you. It will just be another person who came and left, So try to make relationships while you are at it. Try to speak in meetings, try to go for coffee with people. Like, those things do matter. Unfortunately, if you drink, go for drinks with them, go for dinner. Like, try to socialize outside the office, because at the end of the day, that is where relationships are made the most. Because when you're out, people get to see you in a different environment, they get to understand more about you. So it sort of gives them, it makes you more human, in their eyes, and you're just not someone they meet at the workspace. So try to also ensure that you just sort of get out of your zone of your being quiet and reach out, say hello in that lift, don't just keep quiet. I know that I think it's difficult to start a conversation with a stranger, especially in a workspace. Maybe they're your boss or something, but sometimes it just helps. Like, just be bold and say, look, how are you? How are you doing? Talk about the news, Find something to talk about that's important in your field that you're working in. Don't just be quiet in a lift, and use that opportunity to get yourself known and stuff like that. So it's not easy, guys. It's not easy. Even like sometimes I just want to just keep quiet. Like I just want to be by myself. But you know you can't if you work in a space where you must be heard, you must be seen. And unfortunately, that's the world we live in. In many spaces, it's rare that unless you're like in the creative environment where people probably seek you out if you're quiet and stuff like that. But in most corporate jobs, it's really, really rare that you get the wallflower is seen and stuff like that. And it's unfortunate because it forces people to take on personalities that they ordinarily would not. But yeah, that is unfortunately the world in which we live. So try to extend yourself over and above what you would ordinarily be able to do, and just try to talk more, talk up in meetings, reach out and ask for work from people. If you're an intern, don't just serve coffee and go, you know. Make sure that those years or those few months you spend in an organization are worth it. And I know that being able to do an internship after school or a volunteership is really a privilege, because some of us do need the cash after school. Like you need that paycheck. You don't want to be working for free for so long. But if you have that opportunity to take off some time, and because also you see your first job is very important, and if you want to get a job that sort of brings and elevates you and has meaning to you, you want to get a job you want to do an internship in a similar industry. So yeah, it's all about just being strategic and planning and knowing where you want to go and how you are going to go to get there. But so guys, this is how I have used the makeup. It was dark. I think you saw it in the beginning, but I think it now does look really, really nice. I think I've done a good job. Anyway, yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Do let me know what your thoughts are about an internship, taking an unpaid volunteership, or working, for free for someone. I know it's difficult in this economic season and this economic time, but if you can, I would encourage you to consider that. And if you're an employer, and please do make space for young professionals to come to work with you at your organization, because it's very difficult when you're starting out to know what you really want, to know how this sort of will work out. So it's really nice if there is a space for you to just sort of explore that, even if it's unpaid. So yeah, anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope I've not been all over the place. Yeah, do subscribe if you enjoy this content, and do let me know any suggestions of videos that I should talk about in terms of career strategizing and how to elevate yourself in your career, because not all of us can be entrepreneurs, but we can always look at our careers as brands and as businesses. So thank you so much for watching. Do subscribe and stay tuned. Bye.